People, Deluded, I'm back again. Good morning, and I hope you're all doing well and safe, people. Now, we all want transfers at first team level. I want a centre mid, I want a central midfielder, and we brought in a winger. We've done that at 23s level. You know, we've been linked with the Rwandan international, youth international, something like that, George Lewis, previously playing in Sweden. We've confirmed the signing of a lad from Huddersfield, and we've unofficially confirmed the signing of a centre half that used to play for Spurs. I mean, not to, you know, big him up and say there's pressure, but the last centre half we got on a free transfer from Spurs turned out to be alright for this club in a certain Sol Campbell. Obviously, he's his own man. Before I get into the specifics as to who it is and whatnot, you know me, I'm not the guy who said I told you so, but for the purpose of this, I told you so, purely because you look at the structure of our 23s, there's a lot of players which need to depart that level, whether, you know, we've got the young players that have potential to make it at this club going out on loan, you've got players that you need to go out on loan, you've got players that have left permanently in Robbie Burton and Nathan Tormey, a winger and a central midfielder. Medley's gone out on loan as centre half, and we probably, you know, if I was Daniel Ballard, who went out on loan and then was injured, McGuinness probably stays, but McGuinness, you know, I would want to go out and play football. Harry Clark had a superb season last year at this level, but I'd want to experience first team football really and truly somewhere else. So, you know, it's fun and game. I don't mind bringing in these players because I describe them as stopgap. You know, I'll always back young players, but these three players are very unlikely to make it at Arsenal. You know, the centre half we've signed, we're going to get into it. He's 20, he turns 21 in October. Do you get it? You're going to still be playing 23s football. And again, he might be good. He's trained with Spurs, his first team, and he's been capped by England. But at the same token, you look at us, you've seen many centre halves, youth centre halves go out on loan. There's many on the books. If you wanted to make the progress to the first team, would you necessarily join Arsenal in this sort of thing as a centre half? Is your agent necessarily doing the right thing? For me, I don't mind it because, you know, other players are going out, people are being sold permanently to make money for this club. We're streamlining, people are going out on loan. We need players that can help us at 23s level be competitive. Ultimately, winning league titles, etc., is not the be-all and end-all at 23s level, but we need a competitive side for Steve Bold. We need some experience, and the players we've signed give that. For them, they've got a platform. I think it's unlikely any of them make it, but it's not my opinion. My opinion don't matter. I'm a fan. It's down to the coaches. You know, it's down to them to really hit the ground running and do things, and you never know what could happen. For them, obviously, a lot of them, apparently we're going to sign a couple of players like this as well. You know, it gives them a platform to train at Arsenal, to learn things. You know, it's a world-class facilities and establishment with coaches. Train, obviously get Arsenal in your CV as well, and then go off and do better things if you can't progress. You look at central midfield, you know, we brought in a midfielder. Is he likely to make it here? Do you get it? George Lewis, are they likely to make it here? They're all 19, 20. These are players that, like the players that have gone out on loan, need to play. So if they're coming here to, you know, to try and make it here, fair play, but I think they're just here to get Arsenal on their CV, to get coaching on their CV, and then we'll move in the next couple of years, because I can't imagine any of them are tied down long term. The centre half is 20, turning 21 in October. You wouldn't surely give him more than a 1 year, maybe 2 year max. Do you get it? And for him, you know, you probably want to leave next year or the year after if you're not going to get a chance and go and play first team football, you know. But I welcome all of them to the Arsenal family, and especially a man that's going to leave Spurs. But the first one is Arsenal are set to sign 20-year-old centre-half Jonathan Dinzeyi, who was released by Spurs last month, and apparently he was on track QPR. I don't know him religiously, but from what I can remember, he's decent with a ball at his feet. He's decent bringing it out. He's fairly vocal. He's fairly decent at marking. It is a decent addition into the side, people. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. He got to start in a pre-season friendly, the Athletic is saying, against Girona in 2018. Unfortunately, he's not made an appearance under Jose Mourinho. So it is what it is. But, you know, we need centre-halves at this level. And for me, of course, you're seeing numerous ones leave. If we can bring in one for Steve Bold to utilise, why not? And for him, like I said, he's been, you know, credit where due. Spurs is a quality establishment as well, with quality youth players and coaching staff. So he's been there. Likewise, he's done the same at Arsenal. And you'd imagine next season, max the season before, if I'm his agent, or if I'm someone, you want to go and experience first team football at some level, people, because minutes are currency. He's 20 and he's got no senior, again, forgive me if he's gone out on loan at Spurs, but he's got no senior, there's no rush, but you've got no senior appearances. If you get released by Arsenal next season, you've got Arsenal and Spurs on your CV. People are going to listen to you, but when they get to it, they might say, you know what, I can't really take a chance on him. He's not really got experience in them things. So minutes are currency. So if this is the best, if this is the gap that's been bridged for these players, I don't mind. Have they had interest from other clubs that would give them first team football, and they said, you know what, I probably have more of a chance of making it there, but Arsenal is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I get that, you know, to say you trained and played for Arsenal is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Again, having access to train with players, again, if you work really hard, there's potential to train with the first team. So there's also that. So I fully understand it. But, you know, any of these players, if I was here, I wouldn't be joining the club with, I would be trying to make it at Arsenal, but I'd be here strictly business. What can I do in this year to get my development to advance me as a young player? And what I like is that at least with the youth players, we're moving very quickly with Mertesacker and everyone collectively. Players that are needing to be given new deals, there's talk of new deals. Players that need to go out on loan are gone out on loan. Stopgap signings, as I would class these individuals as, are being brought in to provide competent options. You look at George Lewis, who we apparently signed a few months ago. He's got experience playing to a degree at first team level in a different country. That can help us at 23s level. So yeah, man. The Athletic also went on to say Arsenal have signed 19-year-old Nigerian box-to-box midfielder Tim Akinola. Now, from what I know about him, I know he used to be a winger. The article's courtesy of the Athletic, but from what I've seen, I know he used to be a winger. I know he's very brave. That's what struck. I haven't watched him religiously. I've only watched him a couple of times through watching Huddersfield. But he's very committed. He can put a foot in. His passing is okay. But beyond that, I'm still learning as well. I don't know much about him, so I'm keen to know. All I know is, you know, he's 19. Wenger famously said, if you're not ready for first team football at 19, you never will be. And obviously there's exceptions to the rule. But for him, you know, there's question marks over midfield, and there's a lot of other midfielders that I would probably give opportunities. You've got the young Charlie Patino, soon will be ready. Ben Cottrell there as well. Obviously you've got Fingy as well. You've got Matt Smith gone out on loan. You've got Miguel Aziz. You've got many young midfielders. You've got people above him. So, you know, he's just joined the crowded pack and he's firmly at the bottom of the queue. You never know, you know, if he can show he's a combative and tenacious midfielder, that profile is lacking at first team level. You might get an opportunity, but I don't know what's going to happen for him, people. I hope he can develop and do his thing, people. The Athletic has said that he impressed. The club was so impressed after video analysis of the youngsters' technical, tenacious midfield performances that they have taken the unusual step of signing him without a trial. Now, that could be a gift, that could be a curse. Again, he's just here to help us and give us competent options at under 23s level, because there probably will be another couple departures. We don't know what's going to happen with Balogun. You know, even a striker might come in, because you don't know what's going to happen with Balogun, Tyrese John-Jules. If I'm him, I'm trying to go out on loan if I can't play under Arteta. You know, players that weren't at 23s level but are still firmly part of that squad, you know, the Ben Shaves, the Oli Inkas, the Osei Tutus, they're either leaving permanently or on a temporary basis, as they should, because a lot of these players, Olowu as well, they need to be selfish and go out and play football, and there's only so much you can learn at 23s. Look at Coyle Medley. I rate that. Zach Swanson, I rate that. They want to play, Matt Smith, they want to play first team football and develop, and they're all realising that I need to protect myself if I cannot make it at Arsenal, because there's going to be men that go through the 18s, play for 23s, the club will tell them rah 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 this, that and the other. They get released at 21, they've got no experience, they've got no confidence, and they're on the scrap heap, essentially, people. So I support these young players, and you know, he must be decent if we've signed him without a trial, but I just hope he can provide a tenacious option in midfield. Ideally, I want Ben Cottrell, Miguel Aziz to be, and Charlie Patino within reason when he gets, you know, sorted and stuff, and people of his age like Omari and Muro. I want young players to be given as many 23 opportunities as possible. But I believe he could potentially bring balance, because a lot of the players we describe at Arsenal midfield, they're more the cute sort of midfielders. He's more rugged, tenacious from what I've seen, so he can bring something into the side that's not there. And it's all down to him, really, what he does with that past it, people. So yeah, we've signed Akinola, midfielder, and we've signed this, I can't say his name, Dinzeyi, you know, Jonathan Dinzeyi, 20-year-old centre half, to go with George Lewis, a winger previously. Apparently, Akinola had a trial at Huddersfield, and he was obviously offered a 12-year. He wouldn't be there. A 12-month contract. They took the option not to extend it, people. As a 16-year-old, he was on the bench at first team level for Mansfield, and he moved to Lincoln in 2018-19 season and was named on the bench in the Checkatrade Trophy. So he's got to be decent. He's had a trial at Lincoln United as well, so he's been experienced to first team football at some level. So again, that's what we're hoping, that he can hit the ground running and somewhat be that senior figure of sorts to the less experienced players, or when the Charlie Patinos, the Moros, the Amari Hutchinsons, and these younger midfielders in the 18s get chances, they've got an experienced head around them. That's the minimum, I hope. I wish them all the best, because at the end of the day, I think the odds are stacked against them all making it here, these recent recruitments. But they're coming to the club. They deserve our support. They will have my support. You know me, I always back young players, and I just hope that when they leave Arsenal, that they don't regret this move. And for me, you know, if I was any of them, I wouldn't. On one hand, I'll believe I can make it here, but on the other hand, I'm coming at Arsenal to be selfish. I'm here to learn under a quality manager in Steve Bold, who's played centre-half. I'm here to take advantage of the world-class facilities, coaching staff, potentially even training with the first team. I'm here to do all of that and boss it and get out of it, really and truly. Because they surely have to be under no illusion. They know the odds are stacked, but, you know, whether it's boyhood club, whether it's Arsenal and the law and not being able to turn it down, whether it's Arsenal getting on the CV, I fully respect it. But, you know, I want to see selfishness from all of them in a healthy way, because they could all very well be released next year. I don't know the length of their deals, and if I was Arsenal, I'm not trying to give anything more than a 1-year deal with an option of another 2-year max. And to be fair, you know, would I really want to give this Dinzeyi, I can't say his name, 20 turning 21 in October, with all the centre-halves we have, would I want to give him a 2-year deal? Really and truly. For him, it's good because he's got that financial security, but would I want to? So maybe it's a year with another extension of another, I don't know. But like I said, I back them all the way, and I hope they can do their thing, people, really and truly. So on that note, there's nothing more to add. People, as usual, deluded. I'm out.